Here, what we gonna do with this guy? Welcome to the DStonePony show. I'm DAVANTE Stone, the Stone Pony, on a Saturday, and it feels good to be here. Our number is 312-564-7375. That's 312-564-7375. Wow, if you're living in Chicago today, a wonderful weather day, especially considering what we've been actually going through this week as far as cold temperatures. OMG. I walked out the house today and it felt like spring. I'm like, this is how it's supposed to be. It felt like spring. I can smell spring in the air. And I just hope that it just wasn't me. All right, so Michael Jordan, the great Michael Jordan. If you look at Michael Jordan and someone was to tell you that, man, this guy is 52 years old, you just can't believe it. Like, it's really kind of weird saying Mike Jordan in the sense of saying he's in his 50s. He's 52 years old. He owns a basketball team, the Charlotte Hornets in Charlotte, North Carolina, and he continues to do great things, and he continues to make tons and tons of money. I mean, Michael Jordan, I remember back in the day when the Jordans first came out. Can you imagine 30 years later? 30 years later, and the new generation, every time a new pair of Jordans comes out, everybody's got to have them. And I'm sorry, I am one of those people. If you look at me today, I am sporting, you guys got a shot, I'm sporting the Jordans here. You guys know I love red and black, but I am still a Jordan fanatic when it comes to Michael Jordan shoes. They are still #1 bestsellers. And not only that, but this guy, I remember reading in Forbes, I don't know if it was this year or last year, where he was at the top of the list as far as in brands and money that he actually is still making with Hanes. He's still doing Hanes commercials. Can you imagine? So Michael Jordan is continuing to blossom. I remember one of the most memorable games that he had. Most of you guys in the studio, I know, remember this. The 63 points against Boston. Wow. If you did not see that, thank God for Google and YouTube, because you can actually YouTube that. You may say, well, I wasn't around, Pony, when this happened. Yeah, you can relive it right now if you go to YouTube and check out that game against Boston. Another one of my favorite games, the flu game. That flu game that he played with the Jazz in 1997. I remember this game was on the road. And we had heard, there were reports of Michael Jordan not feeling well and how he was bedridden. But you wouldn't have known that once he got on the floor, because he was able to play that game and score 38 points with the flu.
Big story here tonight concerning Michael Jordan's physical conditions. He is suffering from flu-like symptoms. From straight away. It looks like he's a boxer just hanging on along the ropes. A courageous, massive performance by the fluid Michael Jordan.
Who does that? Who does that? I mean, no one, not even the great LeBron James, I'm sorry, Courtney, not even the great LeBron James would be able to have the flu and come out and play a game like he did. And the Bulls ended up winning that game also 90-88. Now, another famous moment for Michael Jordan, I know you guys all know, is when the shrug against Portland. This is after they won the first season. They beat the Lakers. The second season, they were playing the Portland Trail Blazers, and Mike was just hitting threes like everywhere. Like, everywhere you look, there was a three. There go a three. There go a three. Here, take that. There go a three. And then he was hitting so many, it even surprised Mike. He had the shrug, kind of, remember that shrug? Like, hey, what could I do? Which I thought was another great moment. And last but not least, because there's so many, the last shot.
Knocks it away from him. Jordan's got it. The Bulls can win it right here. The Bulls can win it. Unbelievable.
Michael against Russell, 12 seconds. 11, 10, Jordan a drive, hangs, fires, scores! He scores!
The 1998 shot after they had played the Jazz the first year, they were playing the Jazz the second year, and everybody thought the Jazz was going to win because the Jazz had home court advantage during that game. But what did Mike do? Mike let the Jazz fans have it. Did you see? I don't know if you can see the expressions on their faces, but it was amazing. Mike at the line, last shot, 6 NBA titles after that, and I'm going to be honest with you. That right there sealed it. Man, big elections coming up, so update us real quickly on where we stand right now, brother, because as I know, 57,000 Chicagoans have cast early ballots.
Absolutely, and that seems to be a lot lower than what people expected. I mean, you got early voting, or the lack thereof, it has been a problem. That's what they're saying in the Chicago Sun-Times. So last year, around this time, 73,000 early votes were cast. Now, they're expecting, if early votes are some type of barometer for how people are going to vote, they're expecting this to be a low record turnout on Tuesday when the vote comes out. But people normally vote closer to the election the last 4 days or so. Today is the last day, so, you know, I'd have to look at the numbers today to see. But I don't know, man. If early voting, I mean, do you think that early voting is a way to check and see what it's going to be like on the actual election?
Sometimes, well, you know what, not really. It's almost like you think that because a lot of people, it depends on, I think, the race.
And you got to think about the weather, too.
Yeah, the weather's really been crazy here, especially in Chicago. I mean, come on, it's been like up and down.
Absolutely, and I think you make a good point when you talk about the race, because there are some hotly contested automatic races, right? Some of those wards that have a lot going on. You have the remapping of the wards, right? The ward boundaries. So you have some aldermen who were doing well in their ward, and now they're going against sometimes their friends. You know what I mean? An alderman who passed away just recently. I can't believe the name is escaping me right now. One of those aldermen.
I remember her. I can't think of her name.
Say it out loud.
What's her name, Reese?
Her name is Joanne Thompson.
Joanne Thompson.
Joanne Thompson. That was really sad. Yeah.
Really, really sad situation. So she was actually going against one of her colleagues that she had a really close relationship with in her ward in the West Inglewood area. So, I mean, in those type of races like that, early voting, people voted early a lot because they really want to get their vote in about those automatic races. And that's where politics happens. Politics are local. Real politics are local. So it's your city council has a lot of power, man. I don't think we know that.
Tracy, what's happening with the NBA? A lot of things going on this weekend.
According to ESPN, the 39 players that were traded with this deadline are the most, like, ever in history to be traded. So there were a total of 11 deals, and obviously multiple of them were 3-team deals, which I think can get kind of confusing, because I'm reading that this person goes here in order for this person to go here so that this team can get this person, and I got kind of lost in all the chaos.
Yeah,
but
a lot of crap.
Obviously, like you said, Kevin Garnett was one of the big stories, and also Miami gave up 4 players and 2 draft picks to land Goran Dragic for their new point guard.
I thought that was big.
It was.
That was huge news, and they're looking to try to do something because, you know, they are still considered, and they won the NBA championship. They've been to the finals the last couple of years. So even without LeBron, they would have to make some kind of moves, and I think Pat Riley and that whole organization, they're pretty smart, and they want to rebuild. So I thought that was a big move for those guys, a really positive move, so we'll actually see what will happen with that.
And the Bulls were, I mean, they were pretty much silent throughout the whole thing. They didn't make any moves within the deadline, but like you said, they are keeping their eye out for Kendrick Perkins and hoping, you know, that the buyout goes through.
All right, so let's switch gears here and talk about the Bears announcing this week. And when I heard this, I was like, what? You got to be kidding me. John Fox and his crew are already moving. They're talking about going to a 3-4 defense?
Yes, and that's going to bring forward actually a bunch of changes in my opinion, because I don't think that the current roster that they have is going to be a good fit for that. And Jared Allen, for example, when he was with the Vikings and they were talking about making the switch to a 3-4 defense, he made it pretty clear that he's not going to end his season as a linebacker. So he would rather switch teams than switch to a 3-4 defense.
Isn't that crazy, though? Because I like Jared Allen.
He's good at what he does, though, and he enjoys it. So.
Yeah, and we need a guy like that on the team. So you saying that he's not really he doesn't like the 3-4?
No, not at all.
Ain't that something?
And I think that the size of a lot of the players on that team is going to be a tough fit for a 3-4 defense.
It's the 87th annual Oscars taking place in Los Angeles. All of us want to be there. So we're talking Best Picture.
Yeah.
Can I get those nominees?
The nominees for Best Picture will be American Sniper. You have Birdman. You have Boyhood. You have the Grand Budapest Hotel. You have The Imitation Game. You also have Selma. You have The Theory of Everything, and you have Whiplash.
Now, with that, I think I'm going to go with Birdman to win Best Picture. I actually got a chance. to view that movie as a After SAG member, and I got a chance to check it out. And
Was it good?
I tell you what, it's dynamite. It's dynamite. So I actually looking. So now, when after the Oscars next week, we'll be talking that should be the #1 winner. What about Best Actor category?
The Best Actor category will be. The Best Actor in a Leading Role will be Stephen Carell for Foxcatcher, Bradley Cooper for American Sniper, you have Benedict Cumberbatch for The Imitation Game, you have Michael Keaton for Birdman.
There you go.
You have Eddie Redmayne for The Theory of Everything.
Now, you know what? A lot of talk of getting talk with Benedict Cumberbatch because The Imitation Game. Everybody said that this is a movie you should see and the type of character that he played. But American Sniper, my money is on Bradley Cooper actually picking that one up.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper's awesome.
So talk about Best Actress.
The Best Actress will be Marion Cotillard for 2 Days, One Night. You have Felicity Jones for The Theory of Everything. You have Julianne Moore for Still Alice. You have Rosamund Pike for Gone Girl. And you have Reese Witherspoon for Wild.
I just like Reese Witherspoon. She's just really hot to me and sexy. I like her, and she's wild. And I hope she wins that wild Oscar. What about Best Supporting Role as far as actor?
The Best Supporting Role will be Robert Duvall for The Judge.
Yeah, I like him.
Ethan Hawke for Boyhood. You have Edwin Norton for Birdman. And you have Mark Willow for Foxcatcher and J.K. Simmons for Whiplash.
For Whiplash. I like Robert Duvall. I've always liked Robert Duvall, and I think that he's actually going to win in that category. So now, Best Original Song, because there's a Chicago connection. Let everybody know what's up for Best Original Song.
Well, the Best Original Song is... the categories are Everything is Awesome from the Lego Movie. The music and lyrics are by Sean Patterson. Number 2, you have Glory for Selma. Music and lyrics by John Legend and Chicago's own John Legend and Chicago's own Common.
Yeah.
You also have Grateful from Beyond the Lights. Music and lyrics are by Diane Warren. You have number 4 would be I'm Gonna Miss You by Glenn Campbell. You'll Be Mine, music and lyrics by Glenn Campbell and Julian Raymond.
Okay.
And the 5th one will be Lost Stars from Begin Again.
Good.
Music and lyrics are by Greg Alexander.
So my money is on Selma with Glory, with John Legend, of course, and Common.
Oh, yeah.
So good luck to everybody. The 87th Oscars taking place tomorrow in L.A. We'll be